Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Astel is off singing a song or something, so I guess I, Gaston, noble councilman of arrival, will have to be the one to tell you what happens next in the story. Only, I can't quite remember what happens next. If only there were some way you could jog my memory? Oh, how kind of you. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 silver? I suppose I've worked for less. Here we go. The heroes of World 83, Tara Dane, the human fighter played by Ashley. Paxton, the human cleric and fighter played by Brian. Athelflad, the halfling rogue and monk played by Danielle. And Zartok, the tiefling wizard played by Josh. I've been exploring the divination level of the underground wizard complex. And in today's tale from the glass-guarded world, they confront the massive worm-like creature known as a Neocelid. The monster is waiting for them on the other side of 2 massive doors that are frozen shut. They have some weird monsters, some undead, and an artillery piece on their side. But will it be enough? Let us find out. They are probably going to die, though.
The party is planning its battle with the enormous Neothelid on the divination floor of the underground magical research complex. Listeners, you should know that it has been months since we last recorded. It's going to take a little bit of explanation to get everyone back up to speed. So, they are planning for the battle to take place in the large entry chamber, 80 feet across east to west and 100 feet wide north to south. In the east wall is the enormous pair of glass doors currently frozen shut, through which they expect the monster to attack. The door is flanked by 2 10-foot fountain pools, frozen solid by the magical wand fragment on the table next to them. In the middle of the room is a large teleportation septogram. Doors to the north and south lead to the administrator's residence and experiment rooms, respectively. To the west are 2 more large glass doors, leading to a 20-foot by 20-foot foyer, or foyer if you prefer, that allows access to the stairwell.
America. Foyer.
All right, sorry.
Sorry, Mike.
I like foyer.
Okay. Magical runes, not ruins, runes, are inscribed on the stone floor in the foyer, or foyer, just in front of the doors leading into the large entry chamber. These runes are 2 applications of the 7th level abjuration spell, Symbol, both targeted at aberrations. The one on the left inflicts death, or 10d10 necrotic damage, half if the aberration succeeds on a constitution saving throw. The one on the right inflicts insanity. The target must make a DC 19 intelligence saving throw or be driven insane for 1 minute or 10 rounds. It cannot take actions or understand words, and movement is erratic. The adventurers have dragged a large crossbow down from the conjuration floor and removed an enormous ballista from a spelljammer ship and set them both up in the foyer, or foyer. Now, I've looked up the 5th edition stats on a ballista, and I have to correct what I said last time. The damage of the ballista, the giant artillery piece, is only 3d10 damage. Alright? The piece you got from the spelljammer. That's the same damage as that very large crossbow, but there are some other differences between them that are worth thinking about. The ballista's range is 120 feet or 480 feet, so up to 120 feet you shoot normally. From 120 feet to 480 feet you have disadvantage. Not going to be relevant in this fight. You're within the 120-foot range, I think. And the ballista also requires 3 actions to fire it. Load, aim, and fire. That means firing it once a round requires 3 people. Okay? On the other hand, it provides 3/4 cover to its operators, giving them a +5 bonus to AC and a +5 to dexterity saving throws. The ballista has 50 hit points and is immune to psychic and poison damage. The large crossbow requires 2 people to operate, 1 to load, and 1 to aim and fire. Its damage is also 3d10, and its range is 150 feet for short range and 600 feet for long range. Up to 600 feet, that is. You have 20 bolts for each weapon. Zombies can help you load them, but they can't assist with aiming or firing. They're just too dumb. A hasted character could perform 2 of the actions, so you could load and aim, or aim and fire. Okay?
Okay.
You have 12 zombies available to use, as well as a Nothic named Unbleath, and a spectator, beholder, named Gilm. You have 2 scrolls of Conjure Minor Elemental, 1 scroll of Conjure Elemental, but Zartok can only concentrate on controlling 1 elemental at a time. Furthermore, conjuring either an elemental or a minor elemental takes a full minute of casting. We last left the party negotiating with Righty the Gnome. You managed to get a potion of invulnerability from him, and that gives the consumer of that potion resistance to all damage for 1 minute. So you would take half damage from anything. Now, do you want to walk back down the stairs to rejoin Zartok, who has gone to a magical room to study scrolls? Is that what you're doing next?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Zartok had already gone downstairs by himself, right? As you head down the stairs, you walk down, everything seems the same as you left it, nothing seems any different, until you get close to the divination floor, and as you get close to those large doors that lead into divination, you hear slow footsteps coming up from below, and as you reach that landing, a zombie shambles up the stairs toward you, its glazed eyes unfocused, and it reaches the landing and just stops. There's a sheet of parchment that has been nailed to its forehead. And it just stands there.
I go read it.
Okay.
Dear adventurers / looters / explorers, you recently encounter undead monsters. Please provide an experience. For each question, indicate response that best describes your reaction. This is a survey, just so you know. 1. Undead monsters presented serious threat. Now we can strongly agree, somewhat agree, neither agree nor disagree, somewhat agree, and strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. Anyone have a pen?
Yeah, you need one? Here.
I don't need them in real life.
Oh. I thought you were going to fill it out. It's
yeah,
interesting.
I need that back. Yeah, I need it filled out and completed, please.
I like how the Likert scale's been invented in this universe.
You know, undead monsters acted purposefully. I neither agree nor disagree. Undead monsters focused attacks on arcane spellcasters. I don't think we had any, did we?
Zartok.
Is that what he is?
Are you trying to hurt my feelings?
Yeah.
Me, the player? Because it's working.
Undead monsters did not beg for death or speak accursed names of elder gods. Genuinely don't remember. Undead monsters did not discriminate on basis of species or gender. Don't know.
These are woke zombies.
Undead monsters made a good faith effort to prevent progress. Sure, somewhat agree. Honest feedback sincerely appreciated. Please write any additional comments below. Reattach to zombie until zombie return. Hope your inevitable death is not too painful. Signed, Strathok, Necromancy Administrator and Site Overseer.
You know, usually when they ask you to fill out surveys like that, they give you like a coupon or something. It's a motivation.
Yeah.
In my experience, you fill it out really negatively and send it into corporate, and then you get extra bonus stuff.
Yeah.
That's just a life hack for the listeners.
Okay, well, I've given him a strongly disagree, neither agree or disagree, like 4 times, and then 1 somewhat agree. Which I think is, whatever. And at the bottom, I would like to write, bring it. And anyone else want to add some comments?
Better luck next time.
All right, better luck next time.
All right.
Zartok's not there.
Yeah, and you.
Okay. I
guess Epilema says, next time they would be scarier if you sent them with sandwiches.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Because we're real afraid of sandwiches.
P.S.
Yeah.
We are really afraid of sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
I hope he doesn't send some sort of sandwich.
Spelled with a T. Sandwiches. Tara didn't get it. No. And then, Mr. Zombie, I don't really want to nail this to your forehead. That seems rude. Just try and hand it to him.
All right, the zombie just does nothing. It doesn't respond. You put it in the zombie's hand, it just falls out.
Do you have a shirt pocket or something?
Yeah, he has a tattered shirt.
Okay, yeah. I'll fold it up and I'll stuff it in a shirt pocket.
Okay.
All right, return.
All right, the zombie just turns around and shuffles back down the stairs.
You got away with zombies, Tara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we've had zombie friends already.
Yeah. Everybody listens to you. You're such a good leader.
Thank you. I'm just bashed.
So shall we go see Zartok now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Did you think Strethok's still alive, or is that like an automated survey thing?
Gilm said that he was probably still alive earlier, right?
Oh.
He said that since he's a necromancer, he can just probably live for a pretty long time.
That seems like a jerk, but we'll find out if he brings us sandwiches next time.
Mm-hmm. I think Zartok has a thing for Strethok, though.
I don't remember.
He does.
Yeah, who knows what's going in that guy's head, though.
He's got a wizard crush.
Are you going into divination then?
Why would the zombies target arcane spellcasters? Just wondering.
Because it's smart. Smart thing to do.
Oh, like cleave the clothies first?
Yeah,
Okay.
strategically. But they didn't do that. I don't know what you put on the survey, but
I put neither agree nor disagree because Tara doesn't remember. It's been months.
not for Tara.
Well, she doesn't have very good memory. Okay, let's go to Zartok.
All right, so you enter the divination floor, opening the large doors. The 12 zombies are still standing in the large entry chamber, along with Gilm and Unbleathe the Nothic. Unbleathe is sitting in the northwest corner looking at a flower that he's taken from the garden. Gilm is happy to see you and smiles broadly, revealing his razor-sharp teeth. You've returned. Splendid. Your tiefling friend is studying in the guidance room. Is there anything that we could do to help you prepare? Perhaps you'd like to take a rest.
I would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're welcome to use any of the accommodations to the north. There's not a lot, but there's some.
Can I ask you a question, Gilm?
Of course.
In this fight to come, you're going to be helping us, right?
That's correct.
What's your strategy? I don't think I've ever encountered being quite like you. How do you fight?
So, Brian, do you have the sheet for that monster?
I do, but I'm wanting to know what Gilm would do with his own abilities.
Well, why don't you read them to us? So,
Okay.
or you don't have to read the whole thing. Just maybe summarize them, or
So he's got an AC of 14, 39 hit points, a flying speed of 30. He can bite, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage,
Right.
and he's got 4 eye rays.
right.
He can shoot up to 2 of the eye rays per turn, but they have to be different ones. He can't shoot the same one twice.
Right.
He can do a confusion ray, which makes it so that the target can't use, and it makes takes its action to attack someone within range. A paralyzing ray, which is where they're just paralyzed for a minute. A fear ray, which is where they're frightened, and a wounding ray, which gives them 3d10 necrotic damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful. And the one that I think is probably going to be the most useful in this fight is Spell Reflection. It's a reaction. If the spectator makes a successful saving throw against a spell, or a spell attack misses it, the spectator can choose another creature, including the original caster, that it can see within 30 feet of it. The spell targets the chosen creature instead of the spectator. If the spell forced a saving throw, the chosen creature makes its own save. If the spell was an attack, the attack roll is re-rolled against the chosen creature. So I think that basically means that if the Neothalid tries to attack Gilm and either misses or Gilm passes his save, he can shoot that spell right back at the Neothalid. Basically,
As long as it's a spell.
yeah.
Right? So non-spell effects he can't do that with. So with Gilm, what I would suggest you should keep in mind is that he really can't do a lot of straight-up damage,
Mhm.
right? He is most useful, and he can't take much damage either. right? So he's most useful as something to slow down or disable the creature, right? The confusion effect, the paralysis effect, those are his most, and then you're right, the ability to reflect spells. Those are his most useful abilities. Using him to straight up attack is not a good use of his abilities.
If you could paralyze and fear like every round or attempt to, that seems like really good.
That sounds good until you remember that it's only having to pass a DC 13 for each of these, and doesn't the Neothalid have advantage on saving throws against magic?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to get lucky on some of
Yeah.
these. But one round of holding it back is gonna be a huge advantage. So hopefully we get a few of those. What are the different saves for those? Like
time to
metagame.
Confusion is a Wisdom save. Paralyzing Ray is a Constitution save. Fear Ray is a Wisdom save, and Wounding Ray is a Constitution save.
So he would have to make both a Wisdom and a Constitution save every round that you tried to I-beam him. And I mean, that's a lot of saves. At some point you might,
Well, like if you
miss.
did Confusion and Fear, that'd
Confusion
be
seems
too.
bad. I don't want him to attack something else. I only want him to not attack.
Now remember this though, with confusion, he'll randomly select a target
yeah.
instead of being intelligent and picking big threats.
I think the paralyzing ray, you should do that almost every time.
And
Paralyzing
and
and
fear,
fear.
because that just
I don't. Is it fear run away or fear don't come any
I
closer?
think it's don't come any closer, actually.
I would do that one once we run out of zombies. Once it's like,
well, he
coming
can
at
do
us.
two every round. He can do both fear and paralyze.
well, the fear would be useless while we have things engaged with it in melee. This is all happening in character, I assume.
Right.
But
Now-
it's just fast. It's just more efficient out of character.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the frightened effect means, yes, he can't come any closer to the source of fear. Also, the frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is
that's-
within line of sight.
Oh,
That's
that's
nice.
nice.
Okay, that's a big bonus there.
So if he has disadvantage on stuff, considering he normally has advantage on all those saving throws because he's got that magic resistance, then that'd cancel it out and he would just have regular resistance.
That's correct.
Okay.
Fear would be pretty nice, yeah.
Okay, so shooting for paralyzing, fear, and maybe wounding, that seems to do necrotic damage on par with the ballista.
Yeah,
Right.
the Nothic does the same amount of necrotic damage, but he also has a resist Constitution saving throw ability. He doesn't even take half, though, for mine, so.
I think Gil might be floating around the edges firing off these rays and trying to reflect things.
What's
the
the range
range?
on those rays?
Okay.
The range? 90 feet.
90 feet. So that's pretty much almost all the way across the room.
Yeah.
Right? So you'd probably want to station him somewhere pretty far away. Do you want him to be... Now, he can't cross that exit because he's an aberration,
Uh-huh.
right? Where do you want him to be?
He's probably good where he's at now.
Now, that is... Let's see, how far is that?
It's not going to have sight of it when we open these doors.
That is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's only 30, maybe 45 feet away.
Maybe pop him 90 feet away from the door
Okay.
and within line of sight.
Gilm is one of your most valuable assets. So you want him relatively far away so that he doesn't get immediately eaten or breathed on.
I'm going to try my best not to waste this valuable resource.
Pressure's on you,
Yeah.
Brian.
All right. What about the zombies? Where do you want them to be?
I say we use 3 for crossbow and ballista loading,
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
and then as it's apparent that it's about to close, then we move them up as
You probably only need 2 because you need them to load and aim, but only a character can shoot.
No, actually, they
Okay.
can't
We
aim
need-
or shoot.
we need.
So they just load.
They can only load.
We
Okay.
need 2 on the ship crossbow on the ballista, and 1 to help with the large crossbow.
Are they
that-
aberrations?
No, they're
No.
undead.
Okay.
So they can cross the barrier, but they can only help. So they can only help with one of the 3 tasks on the ballista, right? They can load. They can't aim or fire. So you need 2 PCs. You could have the Nothic. The Nothic could help you
aim or
He's
fire.
an aberration.
Oh, you're right. He is. That's right. He can't cross the barrier either.
Zartok can help aim at the beginning.
Okay. All right.
I can also cast Bless on 3 people, and that gives them
No, gives them plus
Gives them-
1d4. I
right
think.
on a shot. So I would say that I could bless some people, and then they can help with loading and everything, and then maybe they can cycle on who shoots.
Sure.
as long as they can use martial weapons. And because I want to make sure that once we spend all this time loading and aiming, whenever it comes time to take the shot, we're giving it our all.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it that that Epilema cannot use?
So if you put the big crossbow, not the ballista, but the big crossbow on a table, she could use it. But
Okay.
she can't just carry it like one of the humans could.
Okay. Tara can do that.
Okay.
And then Epilema, because she doesn't have any ranged ability, she can
She has a
use-
javelin, but it doesn't do much.
Yeah, she can use the big crossbow.
Okay. She could help with either aiming or firing it. Yeah.
And I can work on the ballista after, I guess, the first action. You want to do the first shot, and then I just do the recurring shots?
So I can't use it. I can help. Zartok can help load it, but firing it would be at a disadvantage.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Then
So
I
we
can
don't
do
want
it.
that.
Yeah, I can do it.
The reason Zartok would help with loading at the start is because a lot of his spells won't be in range until it gets a little closer.
Actually, I don't think that Athelflaed can either. I don't think you have martial weapon proficiencies. I think you have rogue proficiencies and monk proficiencies, but I don't
maybe
think
we'll
you have
slap Epilema on
Could
the
she aim
ballista.
it?
I don't think so.
Oh, then Zartok couldn't aim it either.
Zartok, what's your
Proficiency is
AC index?
Why? Out of character.
So I'm going to punch you.
So with mage armor, AC is 16.
Okay, so do you...
Dex is 1.
Dex is 1. Okay. Because I have a ring that I can cast mage armor on someone. So you don't... Do you use a spell slot or do you do a ritual?
I would use a spell slot for that one.
Keep that spell slot. You haven't already cast it, right?
No. Well,
Alright.
I mean, if we're sleeping, if we're resting here before the fight, then I'll get it back.
I'll give you an old arcane pat on the back before the battle starts.
Okay.
Just make sure I don't forget.
I'll hope
Wink.
it's unnecessary. If I'm within range of it, getting it, then I'm, probably not.
But what about the acid, Zartok? Think of the acid.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it.
I'm relying on each of you to keep track of your monster's hit points, right? So I hope you each have a pencil or something handy.
We can write on it?
Yeah, right on
Right?
it. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. What am I going to do with them? Yeah, keep a note on there of what their current hit points are, okay?
Okay.
I have some additional preparation inquiries, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Get ready for this.
Uh-huh.
So Zartok has been planning. This is during the time where he decided that summoning the large water elemental using the scroll would be the best thing to do. I don't know if we talked about that in the show. We have kind of a side chat.
We mentioned that we have a scroll of summon elemental or conjure elemental.
Zartok's been sort of thinking about which elemental would be the best, and so water elemental ended up being his pick because it's got resistance to acid. And it's got a lot of hit points. It has resistance to a lot of different physical attacks. So that
And
gives us our
resistance to
best
conditions
chance.
too. Is resistant to being restrained and paralyzed and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Right?
So even if it were to be swallowed, it could still be attacking. Maybe that's I
right.
think.
Yes, it could.
So the water elemental gives us the best chance there. Also, it'd be nice if we went up to the surface and got a bow and arrow for Tara.
Oh, yeah, because she only has a
get-
crossbow.
If we get her a bow and arrow, she'll be able to make multiple attacks in a round, and that would make her more effective. And then Zartok could also use a crossbow because he doesn't have a long range damage cantrip, so you could fire that if he needed to.
What kind of wizard are you?
It's utility, bro. You gotta have utility, bro. I can't see you, Mike. Are you? Does this sound like okay things to do? With
Yeah, sure.
running
If you
up
want
there?
to, I'm going to say you could pretty easily grab a short bow from.
Okay.
You could even grab one from the Eldritch Knight area.
Yeah.
There are some
Okay.
weapons up there.
Those two
Paxton's room.
Those things
Yeah.
would help. Also, if we go, we have to decide whether we want the telepathy or not. In most so one of the rooms gave us telepathy after we were in it for an hour. If we were to have it, that would normally be good. The Zartok thinks it would be awful to hear each other die.
Yeah.
So that would be quite nasty to hear someone in the stomach of the monster,
Do you think the Neothlid might be able to hear us? It's like it's a brainworm. It might have some psychic, spooky stuff, right?
Mike, do we sense it all the time?
You don't sense. Most of you don't sense it. Zartok, you can tell it's there. You're not getting any thoughts from it, but you know it's there.
Other preparation question. If Zartok goes into one of the anti-god glass chambers, does he still have the same sensation feeling? Is it crossing that barrier, or does that feeling dissipate when he's in the
yeah,
room?
if you go into one of the chambers and shut the door, then it's as though there was no outside world.
Okay, Zartok makes a mental note. Okay, that's basically... Those were my additional questions since the last preparation.
Wait, you went into an anti-god glass room and you couldn't feel the Neothlid anymore?
Yeah, I don't sense it. So
either the Neothlid is a god, or the anti-god glass is actually just anti-magic glass?
It's magic in general. Remember in the notes it said illusion is the only school of magic that seems to go through, and then I suppose that's because it's dealing with light waves and such, rather than magic itself.
Weird.
But if things go south, you can head into the room and it won't sense your presence. So, and it can't fit through the doorway, the one down there. So,
yeah, and we have that pane of glass of pain too. I don't know if it could get through that.
Where did you want to set that up?
I would think that we wouldn't want to actually set it up yet, but we would want to place it. Maybe have the ship ballista out behind the door and the pane of glass of pain in the door in front of that, so that we could seal off the only exit if it somehow made it past the ruins.
Okay, so do you want to move this ballista back outside the
that'd be
foyer?
great.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me do that.
That put it still in range?
Yeah, it's still in range.
foyer.
Bring the ballista to the foyer.
I say that all the time. Who's manning the ballista or womaning the ballista?
Personing the ballista.
Personing the ballista.
Well, I can't.
I'm going to vote for Epilema. That's
Well,
why.
Yeah, Epilema can help with it.
Can she do martial weapons?
Yeah, she can
Okay.
do martial weapons.
I can do martial weapons, and I think, Tara, you can do martial weapons too,
Most
right?
certainly.
So whose zombies are out there loading? We need two zombies loading.
Mine can.
Okay.
5 and 6.
5 and 6. So we put zombies 5 and 6 out in the stairwell to help with loading the two ballistas, or the ballista and the crossbow. I'm going to say if you guys have a zombie helping you load and Epilema and Athelflaed working together on the ballista, then the three of them could operate it. Now, who's taking the big crossbow? Is Tara taking that with the zombie to help?
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
so I'll have like 5 loading the ballista and 6 loading the crossbow.
Sure. That sounds reasonable. So Zombie 6 is behind Tara, helping her load. Zombie 5 is next to the ballista. Athelflaed and Epilema are next to the ballista, and they are all out in the stairwell area, firing through the foyer into the entry chamber. Paxton, where do you want to be?
I'm not going to be necessarily helping with the ballista, like, by manipulating it, but I do want to be near the ballista in that room whenever the fight starts.
So in the stairwell area?
No, in the room with the runes.
The foyer?
Yeah.
Okay.
The foyer.
And Zartok, where do you want to be?
Right where he was okay. Maybe a little more to the side until I see how this acid do.
As you can see, I now have Zartok just inside the foyer. You can see zombies 7 and 8 are north of the door that the monster will come through, next to this fountain with ice around it. There are zombies 1, 2, 3, and 4 directly in front of the door, and zombies 9, 10, 11, and 12 are south of the door.
Who's controlling all these zombies?
So Athelflaed / Danielle is controlling zombies 5, 6, 7, and 8. 2 of them are loading. Who's controlling 1, 2, 3, and 4?
I currently have 1, 2, 3, and 4.
All right.
And 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, you have all the zombies.
I have a spreadsheet to help.
Okay.
I don't need to control all of them. I don't know if I roll better.
It doesn't matter. I mean, as long as somebody has them.
He's saying
I
that he
got it.
doesn't want to control them
I
because
got
he
it,
rolls
fam.
badly.
I got this.
Okay.
Well, where do you want them?
I say so. What I think is we move all zombies on the sides, flanking the doorway. The wall water elemental starts off in the middle, and then we move 2 zombies at a time rather than all of them at once to hold it back.
Now, my Nothic, he needs to be at a range of 30 feet. Because that's, even his ranged abilities need to be at least 30 feet.
He's got to be closer.
So where would you like him? You want him out in the middle of this room or off to the sides?
He's going to be off to the sides because, like, he's going to want to run.
Okay.
Because he's kind of a coward, I get the feeling.
Yep.
And so he's not going to, like, fight to the death. He might run.
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right. So let me move some of these zombies around then. You want them off to the sides.
So the Nothic, just so you guys know, he has a melee attack, and it's not terrible. Because he can multi-attack with claws. But he also has Rotting Gaze, which, if they fail a Constitution check of 12, it will do 3d6 necrotic damage. And he also has Weird Insight, so he can target one creature it can see within 30 feet, and that target must contest its Charisma check against the Nothic's Wisdom check, and the Nothic has advantage on Wisdom checks. And if it wins, it magically learns one fact or secret about the target. Unless a Neothalid is immune to being charmed, in which case it doesn't work. Although I feel like we also know a whole lot about this Neothalid at this point.
We know a good bit, yeah.
So it might just be Rotting Gaze, Rotting Gaze, Rotting Gaze.
All right, so I'm going to show you the map again here. I have moved the water elemental directly in front of the doors. You can have them closer if you want. I've got the zombies off to the sides and some more zombies off, sort of Athelflad's or Danielle's zombies up to the north here. Is that okay where they are? Do you want them moved somewhere else?
To describe this map, we have a bunch of totally, expendable characters up front, and then our characters who we actually are worried about are all behind this, like, death spell barrier with all of this, like, artillery equipment. We're just like, yeah, we're fine. We're just going to stay back here and shoot at it, and you guys get eaten.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. Be brave. Yep. It's probably fine.
Just, for the listener to view, that's what things look like right now.
And to further that entrenchment, Paxton's going to walk up right in front of the runes, but not over them, and say, "Hey, Athelflad, come over here a minute."
Oh, okay. What's that concerning?
Paxton digs the pane of glass of pain out of his backpack and puts it down on the floor right in front of the runes. And then, what's the guy's name with the finger?
Upton.
Upton. I need to remember that. Upton's finger. He pulls it out, and he touches Upton's finger to the pane of glass of pain, and it shoots out and makes a barrier that fits kind of flush with the runes, right?
Right.
And he says, "Hey, Athelflad.
Yeah.
So, if this thing comes charging towards us, and you think it's going to get to the ballista, you know what to do." And he hands the finger to Athelflad, and he says, "Even if we're on the other side, try to, do your magic and dance, make fun of it a little bit, try to get it to attack the glass and get its attention focused there, and then maybe it'll stay on those runes and do recurring damage, while we can try to guide it away."
Let me make clear where the runes are here. If you look at the map, so the runes are right in front of the doors, the eastern doors of the foyer. So right where my cursor is moving up and down, right where Zartok is standing, just inside
like 10 feet deep, or
10 feet. Yeah, basically the right half of the foyer here is covered with runes.
So you could put it in the middle of the foyer, and
and yeah, you could put the barrier right here in the middle of the foyer, and that would mean that it would basically cut the foyer in half, with the main portion of the divination floor cut off from where you guys are in the stairwell.
That makes sense. Yeah, so Paxton's going to leave it right there on the floor and hand Upton's finger to Athelflad and say, "You know what to do."
So it's not going to be happening again once he's triggered. It's a good idea, but it's not going to work like you're thinking.
Yeah, once you trigger the symbol, it's expired. It works once, and that's it.
So we're setting it up because we failed at that point, and we're going to run away. It's the same plan, different thinking.
Okay, that's fair.
Zartok, where you're currently situated, you would be on the east of where they're talking about setting up this barrier, which means if they were to activate it where you're currently standing, you would be trapped inside with the
I'm
Neothalite.
planning to move back
Right.
before that happens.
Just want to make that clear.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. Looking out for me. Oh,
In character talking
Yes,
to
the
DM
DM.
God.
I also think we should also go through the blessing chamber so we have one reroll.
Fair.
This
The
during
guidance
this-
room, you mean?
Yes, the
That gives you a
guidance room.
1d4 on a roll.
Oh, 1d4. Yeah, sorry, 1d4.
Or, and he just Paxton touches everybody with his guidance cantrip. Bam.
Oh, you're just showing off.
Yeah.
Just showing off now.
He blows the smoke off of his finger guns.
What's the? How long does that last? Does it last a good bit? You don't have to look it up if you know it lasts a good bit,
Let's
or you
see.
do. Sorry, never mind. We should
1
all...
minute,
Okay.
which is forever in rounds.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I
enough
guess
time
so.
to give guidance to You could give guidance to Gilm and
Yeah.
the Nothic.
He goes, Oprah, you get guidance, and you get guidance, and you get guidance.
Nice.
Are we? So we're resting, and we're setting up the next day, right?
Are we still happy with where the zombies are?
I think the zombies need to be a bit closer because their range is only 20 feet. So thanks for asking. We need them to be able to move in and cut this thing off in one round, basically.
So you want the zombies to the south to be a little closer?
yes. So
and what about these two up here that you're sort of keeping in reserve?
I think they could be right there.
Okay.
And that's up to you, Danielle, since you're controlling them. They could stay right there, and as 1, 2, 3, and 4 go down, they could move up into those
Okay.
positions and fill in, and then
Yeah.
move in. This plan makes sense, right?
I
We're basically going to try to hold it at this doorway, is what we're thinking.
Mhm.
Okay. I was hoping it would be farther into the room, and we could kind of sneak everything in and surround it. But if I were this thing, I would be right at the door, waiting to suck everyone's brains out. So I imagine it's probably just on the other side, maybe.
So you've had dreams about this thing. Does it seem intelligent, like it's sentient, or does it seem like it's just like an animal that's just running around madly
I
looking
think
for
it's
food?
like a clever creature. It's not. I don't think it's smart, but I think it's like a cunning beast.
Wily like a fox.
Wily like a fox.
Okay,
Does that
then.
make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so how's that? Does that work?
I think so.
All right. Let me get some updated character numbers here. Make sure I have everything right. Tara, your hit points are currently 54.
Yes.
AC 21.
Yes.
Paxton, 48 hit points.
Yes.
AC 25.
Yes.
Jeez. Athelflad, you have 33 hit points.
Yep.
AC 18.
Yep.
Epilema has 76 hit points. And her AC is 15. Zartok, 32 hit points.
Yes.
AC 16.
After Paxton's ring, yes.
Okay. And you guys are aware of the hit points and ACs of the creatures that you're managing.
Yes.
Keep in mind that your zombies have that special ability where if they get knocked down, they have a constitution check of 5 plus, I think, the damage. Is that what it says? Undead Fortitude, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Is
DC
it
of 5 plus damage.
Yeah, 5 plus the damage. And if you beat that, then the zombie gets back up with 1 hit point, right?
That's awesome.
They're hard to kill. However, a massive amount of damage. If they could take 20 points of damage, they're extremely unlikely to save. You'd have to roll a natural 20 if they take 20 points of damage in order to get back up. And more than 20 points of damage, there's no way that they can save.
So the melee weapon attack with slam, I assume that's just they're flailing their arms
Yep.
about. And,
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep, they swipe at something. Yeah, and they don't do a lot of damage, and they don't have a big bonus to hit, right?
Mhm.
They are fodder to slow this thing down. All right.
Are there
So
any bonuses to the artillery weapons? Like, do they get a con bonus or a dex bonus rather?
I think you get a dex bonus
Yeah.
if you're on the ballista.
yeah, if you're you mean a bonus to your your dex saves and AC?
And armor classes.
Yeah,
plus
you get a
5.
+5 if you're using the ballista
But what about
to attack.
like attacking? Yeah.
Yeah, you get to use your dexterity bonus.
Okay. Great. So my damage is 3d10 plus 1.
Well, that also means if Athelflad and Epilema are manning the large crossbow, they get to add 3d10 plus. What's your dexterity bonus, Athelflad? +4?
Plus 3.
+3 to your dexterity bonus. Okay, yeah. So 3d10 plus 3 is not bad.
Zartok, I don't know when this would be. Sometime during the day before we open the doors that are going to kill us all. Zartok walks up to Tara. He's holding Finn's spellbook. And he says, "Thank you for this. I said something a bit harsh about your friend yesterday. I had a chance to read through his spell book, and he was, I think he was a genius. I think he was brilliant, and this is his life's work. And since you was his friend, I think you should hold on to it, and you should respect it. I think this is sort of like him."
Oh, okay. Tara is not very eloquent with words, but she looks flattered, and looks like she probably has less of a grudge against Zartok after apologizing for his words about Finn, and she takes the spellbook.
Okay. Normally, Tara is quite good with words, but I guess she's just at a loss for words now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think we're all set up. I'm going to take a snapshot of the setup here, so that I can post it online. So let me do that real quick.
Hey, Twitter, this is how we die.
Just puts X's on everyone who dies.
Take a snapshot to remember the good times before the great accident.
Great. This was no accident.
Incredibly intentional.
We did this deliberately with lots of forethought.
The most deliberate thing we've ever done.
That shows us. We should never be deliberate.
We've done what we can. So Zartok will also explain that he's not going to unleash every fireball right at the get-go. He's going to try to wait for opportune time.
I have 1 inspiration. Anyone have any inspiration? We might need it this fight.
I got about 4.
You got 4 inspiration?
I got 4.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
If
think
I
You're
were
like
you,
a Sarah from Adventure EXE.
I think you can only really have 1 at a time. Isn't
That's
that
correct.
how that works?
All right. So yes, I'm going to give everyone.
No! The monster's on the map, people.
I'm going to give everyone a point of inspiration.
Darn, I never used mine.
Yeah. So you all have 1 die reroll you can do. Now, Zartok, you need to roll your luck point, or your divination rolls, right?
Yeah, let's do it. See what we got. Oh, yeah, this is perfect. We're going to win today, fam.
yeah.
So that's a 19 and a 2. So
All
that's
right.
great.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
So I can replace its rolls, and so or one
anyone's
of your
rolls.
rolls. So 2, I can use. Now Mike's gonna have to decide whether I can use it for its initiative or not. I think rules is written. I can't use it for its initiative, but it doesn't say you can't use it for initiative.
I think it's ability checks, and attack rolls.
Okay.
Let's make sure that the crossbow is loaded and aimed at the door and ready to shoot as soon as the battle pops off. Like, we don't want to be loading it and aiming it as our
Definitely.
first turn.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
The other thing is, right before, as we're like waiting on things and they're loading the crossbows, Paxton kind of makes sure no one's looking at him and kneels down on the ground, and he doesn't say it out loud, but he's like, "So, like, the healer? Please watch over my friends, especially our new friends, Gilm and Unbleed, and I guess Zartok too. Just, we're all good people, and we're trying to kill this bad thing, so please watch over us and help us in any way you can. Amen." And then he pops back up.
Okay. What's your plan for defrosting the door? And Zartok, when are you going to start summoning this water elemental?
Well, it lasts for an hour.
Right.
So just a good bit before we
Okay.
plan on doing it. We got to come up with a name. Give me a second. Random name generator? Yeah.
Puddles.
Oh my gosh, Brian, I love you. That's perfect. Okay. But Zartok doesn't recommend that name. One of you guys did, but then it sticks.
So everyone has guidance, and Athelflad. Wait, who all can shoot the ballista?
Epilema and Terra.
Okay, Epilema, Terra, and myself will get blessed, which is add 1d4 to a hit roll.
Okay. And then what's
Does that
guidance?
stack with guidance?
Guidance helps with different things. So
Oh, okay.
Guidance adds to an ability check,
Oh, okay, got it.
and bless helps with saving throws and
And
attack rolls.
Okay.
Paxton walks over to Zartok and says, "Knock him dead, kid," and slaps him in the back, and you feel the familiar feeling of mage armor overtaking your body.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Didn't know you could do that.
Paxton winks.
So, what's the plan for defrosting the doors? You just gonna remove the one fragment and just wait, or do you want to speed things up a bit? I'm also going to assume that you've all taken a long rest. And also, I didn't actually say this out loud, so I'll say it now for the record. I've taken a snapshot of the setup, and we'll post it on Twitter and on Facebook and on tftggw.com to help you visualize the combat. So what's the plan for the door?
I say we use the glove to remove the wand fragment, and we put it in its little special box.
Right?
And
It snaps on and attaches to the other fragments you've already found.
and we just position ourselves and wait for the thing to melt.
I
Like,
also
is there-
have...
That might take longer than an hour, though. So I say we should make a little fire or something in front of the doorway.
I've got a firebolt
campfire?
cantrip
Yeah.
that I can just pop off endlessly.
How much range you got? Well, how far away?
120 feet.
Oh, then do that. Yeah, never
Yeah.
mind. I'm not putting a fire together. You two use magic.
So Paxton's just double-handed shooting off firebolts out of his little finger guns. And
All right.
So we've done this.
Cowboy mage.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to have the monsters that you're controlling, for the sake of simplicity, act on your initiative. All right? So they're going to be unusually fast zombies in some cases, because they're going to use your initiative roll. So, Zartok, your 8 zombies that you're controlling will act when you do.
Okay.
And the same goes for you, Danielle. And Unbleathe will act on Ashley or Tara's turn, and Gilm will act on Paxton's turn. Make sense?
Uh-huh.
All right, so eventually the ice starts melting, it starts falling in sheets to the ground, and water starts pooling up. And as that starts to happen, you can now see somewhat through these glass doors, and there is some kind of movement on the other side, and there starts to be a loud banging noise. Thump, thump, thump repeatedly against the doors. Now, at this point, you have already summoned the elemental, and all of your forces are in place, so you're as ready as you're going to get. Roll for initiative.
All right.
Paxton, what'd you get?
A 3.
Zartok, what'd you get?
10.
Athelflaed?
6.
Tara?
25.
Holy
Yeah.
cow!
Shoot it.
Yeah. I'm really prepared.
And let me roll for Epilema. And Epilema did okay.
Using the bow and arrow, right? Or are you using the giant?
I'm using the
giant crossbow.
the large crossbow.
Okay.
The bow and arrow is if I have to abandon using the large
Okay,
crossbow,
gotcha.
and you have my crossbow.
The first thing that happens, the glass doors burst open. They didn't break, but they swing open into the room, and you can now see this enormous worm with tentacles coming out from its weird mouth with 4 panels, or I don't know, how would you describe those things that open? Flaps that open, and it's slithering its way toward you. But the first person to go is not this enormous Neothalid, it is Tara. So Tara, you get to go first.
All right. So this crossbow has been loaded and waiting.
That's correct.
Yes.
You can shoot. It is
Yeah.
ready to go.
All right. So I'm gonna shoot.
Okay, take a shot.
Oh God. That was not beautiful. And what kind of bonus do I get? My proficiency bonus and my dex bonus?
Both, yes.
Okay, so it
and
was
you
a
can
12.
add. Oh, and you've got bless too. And
With the bless, it is now a 15.
a 15. All right, so you shoot this enormous bolt at the Neothalid. Your total is 15. There's nothing else affecting it that we can think of.
Good vibes from the healer.
Circumstantial bonus.
It's close, unless Zartok wants to apply that 19 from his roll, which he
No,
probably wants to
I don't.
save. It is barely a miss, but the creature squirms out of the way as this bolt sails past it and into the room beyond.
So that guidance can't help this because it's not an ability check yet.
Right. Yeah, that was just you. You were very close.
Can I use my inspiration?
You could.
Yeah, let's do it again. I
wanna
want to
reroll?
start this fight off well.
Okay. Roll again.
This might be a bad use of it. I don't care.
Whatever.
I can't think
Do
of
it.
a better use, honestly.
Oh my God, this was so much worse.
Oh no.
Yes,
Okay. Well, never mind.
that was, after all, a bad use of my inspiration, guys.
Okay.
Foreshadowing.
All right. That is Tara's turn. Next is Epilema. who- Oh, you
No
get.
thick.
Oh, the Nothic, yes. What do you want Unbelief to do?
He's going to use Rotting Gaze. So
Okay.
he's targeting the,
The Neothalid?
yes, and he needs to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw against this magic.
It saves. What happens if it saves?
But nothing happens if it saves.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no effect.
It doesn't do half damage or anything.
It does not say that.
Bummer.
Okay.
This is not a great start. I don't like it.
Nope.
This is
You
a-
want to raise
This is a tough monster.
Pain of Glass of Pain?
Run away! Run
Immediately,
away!
we just see it and put it up.
Bye.
This looks really hard, guys. Let's go shopping.
Here.
Epilema is going to shoot. Oh dear. Let's see. With all her bonuses, what does that come out to? No, there's no way. Epilema also misses. The bolt goes sailing past it. She got overexcited or something.
We need like some fairy fire on this guy or something.
Zartok, it is your turn.
I think we need a vivid description of what this thing looks like.
Sure. So let's
Scare
describe
me,
this
Mike.
thing.
How large is the doorway for reference so that when we see it?
It's each door is 10 feet wide, and there are 2 of them.
Okay. How high up do the doors go?
I think 15 feet.
Okay.
It has to bend over a little bit to get through the door.
How does it bend over?
I mean, it just like
Lurches
instead of
down.
lurching, instead of rearing up like it's doing in the picture there, it just leans forward and slithers forward.
It has to flatten out.
Yeah, exactly. So what does it say here? A slime-covered worm of immense size. It is purplish, but it's not actually a purple worm. It's a different thing. It is long and slimy looking. It has like a beaky mouth with some flaps that open to reveal a bunch of long tentacles that poke out of it and flap around. It's not really making any noises aside from some hissing. It's really gross and enormous. It is a gargantuan-sized creature. Is that enough description?
It's huge. It's 4 times bigger than the large water elemental I summoned.
Yes.
basically. Okay. All right. Zartok's turn. Let's have the water elemental do its thing.
Okay, so you do want it to move forward?
Yep. Just keep it. Keep the thing in that doorway. Is the goal with that?
What's its movement speed?
30 feet.
No problem. It can get right in the doorway.
All right. So it's going to attack once since it had to move, but it didn't roll very well.
Uh-oh. What'd it roll?
It rolled a 4.
Oh, yeah.
Total's 11.
Mm,
So
nope.
it missed, but it's occupying the doorway, which is good. Let's also move Zombie 12 up 5 feet, and then Zombie 11, 10, and 9 kind of fill in, sort of like a cartridge, like a bullets.
Like a
All right.
magazine of
Yeah,
zombies.
exactly. They're like getting ready to move up.
So they're both moving forward 9 feet?
Only 12 is moving up 5 feet, and then the rest, 11 will fill in behind it, and 9 and 10 do the same, kind of just slide down so that they're like next up.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Making an L shape. Okay.
Exactly. So they're gonna, after this water elemental goes down, hopefully we can do something about that. I probably should have done this first, but Zartok's gonna give this a try. So since it's filling up the doorway, and just for the listeners, Zartok has to use concentration on the water elemental, so that really limits the spells he can use at the moment. But we're gonna try casting grease in the doorway, in front of the water elemental, underneath the Neophalid.
All right. Great.
It would have to make a DC 14 reflex save.
Now, does it do that now or at the start of its turn?
When the grease appears, each
Okay.
creature standing it must save. If it remains there, if it ends its turn there, it also makes a save.
All right.
reflex save.
What's the DC?
DC 14 dexterity? I said
It fails.
nice. Okay, so it's prone.
It doesn't look very nimble. It's not doing a good job trying to maneuver around this greasy ground.
Oh, but you know what's bad about that is I think that gives it advantage against our shooting.
On ranged attacks, that's right.
Yeah,
Or you have disadvantage when shooting it with
so
ranged
that was
attacks.
stupid. Sorry, gang. Zartok thought he was smart. But the creatures fighting it get advantage, so. All right, so what we can do is that if this actually works, you guys can move when you guys actually go, because it can stand up on its turn, I think, if it goes prone. You can just shoot after it stands back up so that you're not disadvantaged. Nobody's looking at me like they're mad. I feel like you should probably be mad at me. That's okay.
It's fine.
You guys shot already, so it's all right.
So Zartok, anything else you want to do with zombies or yourself or anything?
That's the turn right now.
Okay. Athelflad.
Okay.
Now,
I feel like
basically, you need to help with aiming,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, sorry. I would do that. Do I control the zombies 5 or 6? I think that's Danielle, right?
Yeah, 5 and 6.
Okay, so they'll help with that.
They'll
Okay.
load,
Okay.
right? They're loading, and Athelflaed is aiming, I guess. Okay.
So
And
what kind of check do I need to do for?
you don't need to do anything for aiming. In fact, on the next attack, if you want, I'll let you sort of make the attack roll instead of Epilema.
Okay.
But yeah, you just say I'm aiming, and
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah, I'm aiming.
And your zombies are reloading. Do you want to do anything with the other 2 zombies that are sort of off to the side? They can't really go anywhere, I
Yeah,
guess.
we're just waiting to see what happens to 1 through 4, right?
Okay.
And then they kind of take over as
Okay.
backup.
Anything else you want to do as a bonus action or anything? I mean, technically, I guess you could hide, but
No, I can't think of anything
okay.
else. unless you
Hiding
guys
at this
can.
stage of the battle would be bad for morale. I think.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of Athelflaed's turn, and the zombies that she's controlling, they load the equipment, and it is now the Neothalid's turn. So the Neothalid is confronted with this creature in front of it. It can't move forward out of this greased area with this water elemental in front of it. So let's see. First thing it's going to do is it is going to just try to swallow this thing. So it starts with a tentacle attack. Does a 28 hit?
Yeah, it does.
All right. So let's roll the damage.
Sounds like a lot of dice.
All right. So that's 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, it has resistance to bludgeoning.
So it takes 9. And oh wow, that was an incredibly low roll. 8 points of psychic damage.
Cool. I don't think it has resistance to that. So
Now, what size is the water elemental? Is large?
large.
All right. It must now succeed on a DC 18 strength saving throw.
Come on, Mike. Should I use my 19 for this? What do you think, gang? Want to save that thing?
Yeah.
I wish that 19 were 20. Then
You
I
should roll first.
Okay. I
Can
think
a water elemental be this is to see if it gets knocked prone?
it's not in the grease. The water elemental.
No, it's not
Is
what
that
we're
what you're
rolling
asking?
for. No,
Yeah.
just roll your strength saving throw.
That's a 21.
But isn't the monster prone? Doesn't it have to get up?
Oh yeah, I guess that's worth pointing out. Yes, the monster gets up. Yeah,
So
it stands up
spent
from
an
prone.
action doing that, or
No, it doesn't spend an action. It spends half of its movement. Getting
Okay.
up requires spending half of its movement. I'm sorry. You rolled 21.
Yeah.
All right. The water elemental sort of flows around the
Nice.
Neothalid's weird tentacles and mouth. The Neothalid tried to swallow it, but failed. So it is still in the same place. It just tries to stay standing up. It tries not to slip down again in the grease. So let's see if it makes its saving throw. It does. So it is not prone now. And we are now to Paxton. Paxton, what do you want to do?
Let's see. How far away from the Neothalid am I?
You're 100 feet away.
100 feet. So if
You
I
can take a
moved,
30-foot move if you want to.
so that would only put me within 70 feet.
Right.
Unless I used my action to dash,
Right.
right? Okay, so I'm going to dash to move 60 feet so that I'm 40 feet away from it.
Okay, and then that's your turn?
No, then as a bonus action, because dashing is an action,
Right.
from my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. So you create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration, which is 1 minute. When you cast a spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon, and the range is 60 feet.
Okay.
So I should be able to move 60 feet and then cast it 40 feet away right next to the Neothalid, right?
Got it, yes.
So I will be rolling hit rolls, and it will be doing 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is +3. So let's see.
I have to whittle this thing down.
Now, that's casting spiritual weapon is a bonus action, you said, right?
Correct.
All right, good.
Yeah, I can cast it as a bonus action, and then I can move and attack with it on subsequent turns as a bonus action.
Okay.
So I think it says that I can attack with it on the turn that I
Yep,
cast it, right?
For sure.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a hit roll. 13 plus 6 is
That's a hit.
19.
That is a hit. So,
All right.
what does the weapon look like?
The weapon looks like a, not like an actual spear, but like a long lance of light.
All All right, so
It's
this
just
light,
kind of vibrating in place next to it.
this lance of light appears and stabs this giant worm. The first time it's been injured. Roll the damage.
7 damage. 7. What type of damage is it? Force damage.
Okay, that injures it. You have slightly injured it.
Yay! First blood.
Do we want to? I don't know what. Just so you're aware, I guess this is like hands off the chess piece or whatever. But I think it's acids like in a cone.
Mhm.
So if we want to like talk about what the shapes of cones are with it, we should. I don't.
I've already got one laid out.
You got one ready.
You just can't see it right now.
Oh, so anyway, just to keep that in mind. I think there's different ways it can shoot a cone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got options. It can shoot it like straight out, so it goes like over the where the water elemental is and kind of spills the room. It can shoot it like.
But it's only a
This way,
15-foot
and
cone,
then-
right? Or how big's the cone?
I don't know that we know how big
You don't
the
know how
cone
big
is.
the
Okay.
cone is.
So
It's a really big monster, though.
Yeah.
anyway, so I don't know if you want to move exactly there or if you really what we just talked about is not going to help you decide that. But you can move a little more up or
Maybe
north on our
to the
map.
center here.
Okay, more to the center.
Yeah.
That's
Perfect.
I think as far as you can get away and still be in range with your spiritual weapon.
Yep.
All right, so that takes us back to the top of the order.
And
Nope.
Gilm.
Gilm.
Gilm's gotta
Oh, I'm
go.
sorry. Gilm gets to go on Paxton's turn. Yeah.
We're not letting
Right.
anything get
No,
by.
definitely
us.
not. No, use all of them. Yes, for sure.
Okay, so Gilm is going to shoot a paralyzing ray. If something's paralyzed, it can't move, but can it attack?
No.
Okay. Paralyzing ray. So the target needs to succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be paralyzed.
It failed.
That's huge.
Awesome.
Nice.
Go Gilm. MVP.
All right. Now roll another DC 13 Constitution saving throw for wounding ray.
It failed.
Ooh, 3d10.
Real MVP though.
Oh, wait. It has advantage on magical saves, though. I forgot.
So does
It
that
still
mean-
failed the first one. And it failed the second one, too. Oh, my God. Those
Yes.
are terrible rolls.
Okay, 4.
That's what we need,
Keep
fam.
using
7.
that dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a paralyzed creature is incapacitated, which means that it can't take actions or reactions. It automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against it now have advantage.
Mhm.
And if you hit it within 5 feet of it, like if you're standing within 5 feet and you hit it, then it's an automatic critical hit.
Awesome.
So all our zombies are about to crit.
Yep.
Nice.
If they can hit it.
They won't
The same
they
applies-
Won't be hitting it.
The same applies to the water elemental and also the spiritual weapon.
And it takes 16 necrotic damage from the wounding ray.
All right.
That was clutch.
Go-
That's
go
going to make a
Gilm.
huge difference. I'm feeling good about this.
What's the
Yeah.
duration?
1 minute.
We can do it.
I mean, the water elemental can hit it and then step out of the way and let the zombies in to hit it.
Yeah.
2 zombies, zombie from each side can come in, so I think that would be best.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so now that's the end of Gilm's turn.
Back to Terra. Terra, your weapon is reloaded.
It is.
And that means that you can fire and aim.
And I have advantage this time.
That's right, because the creature is paralyzed.
All right. Well, one of these was a 19, so I'm not even going to worry about that bless.
That's a hit.
And then I need to do 3d10.
Correct.
Okay, so 5, 2, 7 plus 4, 11 plus 1 is, so it's 12 damage.
12 damage. All right, that is a solid hit. This bolt goes flying through the air and embeds in the side of this enormous worm creature. And it did not like that. It
Nice.
did not like that one bit.
Okay, and now it's Nothic's turn,
Right.
and he is going to use Rotting Gaze again,
All right.
and he has to just succeed a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
He succeeded.
Okay.
And that is the end of Terra's turn. Epilema. Epilema is going to shoot. I guess she could aim. Ethelflight, you already
I already aimed.
aimed last round, right? And the zombie loaded, so she can shoot. So she will do that.
Do it.
And she has advantage too. And she needed it, but she managed to hit. And that's 3d10.
Is her damage behind the screen, or we get to know?
I'll tell you, it's 14,
Okay.
15, 16, 17.
That means it's got a
19
lot of hit
damage.
points.
19
Nice.
damage.
Wow.
Nice shot.
Yeah, my 3d10 roll was low.
That's all right. We need it. We need whatever we can get.
That was another solid hit. And
Resist that.
she said, yeah, give me another bolt. Give me another bolt. Set me up.
Yes.
And that's Epileema's turn. Zartok, what are you going to do?
So it's paralyzed, so the melee attacks get
Advantage.
Advantage?
Right.
Cool. Let's have this.
Actually, all attacks against it get advantage.
Oh, even the range ones?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention if you said that to everyone else that was just shooting. Oh,
Melee
okay.
attacks that hit are automatic criticals.
Yeah.
All right, so the water elemental just did its first attack.
Uh-huh.
Natural 20 is the higher of the two.
Oh.
I was going to crit anyway.
Critical,
Do we,
yeah.
Do we,
Is that a double crit?
No, it's not a double crit.
that's 16 damage and 14, so that's 30 damage total.
30 damage total.
It gets another
Yeah.
attack too.
It has 2 attacks. I didn't know
Yep,
that.
multi-attack, baby.
Right.
This is clutch, okay? We're doing the things.
Go puddles.
All right, puddles. So 14 is the higher of the two, and that's it. Sorry, that's not helpful. 14 and die. 21 to hit.
That's a hit. Another critical then.
It's 11 plus 4, fam. 15. Cool.
15.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's 15 plus another 17. So 32 damage.
Oh my god.
Cool.
What?
Wow.
This water elemental is so it does 2d8 plus 4.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that
And
was
it just crit twice.
that
so
was
that's gonna help.
huge. That was a huge amount of damage. This
Let's-
water elemental just starts. I don't know how it does it exactly. I guess just slamming into this thing.
You're the hero. No, 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 no. Okay, sorry, had to do it. You're not gonna miss Aster, guys. I'm here. Josh is here.
Oh, we
let's-
can miss Aster anyway.
No, definitely. I miss Chris the most. I really wish Chris could have stayed in town. He was a great guy. He still is a great guy. Don't worry, listeners. Chris is fine.
Yeah.
He is not
Nothing
dead.
happened to Chris.
You can hear him narrating the intro to every
Yeah,
episode
we
from now on.
we did not
He's
create
good.
a clever AI to simulate his voice for the intro.
Well, he's always been an AI. That's the secret reveal.
This is Chris, and here's today's newspaper. I'm fine.
That's the twist of the show is that Chris is not a real person. Let's go ahead and have 1 and 2 and 12 move up into the doorway and get their attacks in. That makes sense, right? Right, gang.
Yeah.
1 and 12.
Yeah, 1 and 12, and then let's have those 3 that are on each side. Let's make them do a horizontal line instead of the line we had them set up in, because I talked myself into thinking about how the cones might work. So
A horizontal line? Did you mean a vertical line? Because they're in a horizontal.
yes, a vertical line.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I guess
don't-
horizontal from the face
I
of the
don't-
monster.
I don't know my words.
Okay,
This is
so
why we need a smart DM. Thank you.
so like that.
Cool.
Okay.
Now, let's have them attack.
All right.
Only one attack, so I can.
They get advantage.
Okay, they get +3. So the first one's attack. Let's say this is 1. That's a 12 total. Yeah.
Nope. The zombie bounces off of this creature's thick hide.
What about a 17?
that? However, the zombie slams into and tears at the worm and is able to find a vulnerable spot.
Okay, good job, 12. I like 12 already. Oh, but this is a critical, right?
That's an automatic critical.
Nice. So that's 12 damage. We got a 5 and a 6 on the die. These NPCs are getting it done here. Okay. So on Zartok's turn, the main question for what he does next is, can he shoot a fireball in such a way that he doesn't hit the water elementals in 1 and 12? Like I can shoot it.
What's the range?
It's really far. It's I think it's 120 feet. I'll look it up to be sure, but I should.
And
be
is
able
it a
think
dex
that's right.
to. It's
saving throw?
150 feet. A dex 14.
It automatically
Saving
fails dex
throw.
saving throws
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
because it's paralyzed.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was just like the creature. I was like, oh, this is news.
So it is. What's the range again?
150 feet. So
yeah,
I
you're
put that
definitely within
fireball-
range. You could just shoot it into the room behind it.
Okay, that's what we do.
Also, I'm going to uncover some of the room behind it. All right, so you shoot the fireball into the room behind it. It automatically fails its saving throw because it's paralyzed. You get to roll your damage.
Okay.
Even though it normally gets advantage on saving throws, it automatically fails
Okay, that's
on
thir-
magic saving throws.
that's
that is.
37 fire damage.
37 fire damage.
Wow.
And he says, "You all ate my brain. Well, come and get it."
All right, that's Zartok's turn.
We're talking smack now. Now we're
Yeah.
gonna die. When
Ethel-
Zartok's starting to talk smack, we're dead.
Athelflaed, it is your turn. Are you aiming?
Yeah, I'm gonna help aim.
And
then,
zombies load?
Yeah, zombies load.
Any-
And then Zartok, I guess, will let me know when to move 7 and 8. Well, actually,
You can move them closer if you want to.
Yeah, let me have them move a little closer.
All right, let's move zombies 7 and 8 a little closer. I can't move them into actual range, but I can move them close.
Yeah, so close enough that if the front line goes down
They can
within the
step
next
in.
turn, they can step in. Yeah.
All right,
They're
and
gonna-
that's Athelflaed's
If it
turn.
uses acid, though, they're gonna get hit.
Yeah, for sure.
So why don't you put them right next to 2 and 3, so that way it's and we would have talked all this strategy out too. We were up all night
You
chatting.
want to move them next to
Yeah,
2 and
yeah.
3? Is that okay?
Does that make
Yeah,
sense to you?
that'll work.
All right.
Scratching lines in the dirt and moving
Mhm.
pebbles
Yeah.
around.
All right.
All our characters
So,
have bags in their
For the
eyes.
sake of the sake of the listeners, right now the Neothalid is paralyzed, still inside this other large room on the other side of these doors. It never managed to enter the entry chamber. It has a water elemental standing in front of it, and 2 zombies standing in front of it, flanking the water elemental, and then some more zombies are behind those, ready to move into range if necessary. And that is Athelflaed's turn. The Neothalid gets to go. All right. So on its turn, does it get to save again against the paralysis?
Yes, at the end of each of
At
its
the
turns.
end of its turn. All right. So at the end of its turn, it has to do 2 things. It has to save versus the grease, and it has to save versus the paralysis.
Mhm.
What about the fear?
He didn't get fear. He got paralyzed
Oh,
and
yeah,
wounded.
sorry. The damaging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So,
The necro ballista.
all right. Here we go. Saving throw versus the paralysis. Saved. Saving throw versus the grease. Saved. So it shakes off the paralysis and does not fall down, but it can't do anything else this turn. It just is able to recover. Paxton, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to start by using spiritual weapon.
And I'll let you choose. Do you want to start with Gilm or do you want to start with Paxton?
Let me start with Gilm. Yeah. I'm going to try that paralyzing ray again. So that's
Okay.
a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
All right. Natural 20.
Ooh.
It's saved.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna try the Fear Ray, which is a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw, or Be Frightened.
It's not terribly. Actually, its wisdom is not bad. It's saved against that too.
That's not good. All right. Then the first thing Paxton is going to do is use his spiritual weapon to attack it again.
Oh, and I'll add one more thing. When the Neothalid recovers, is no longer paralyzed, and is able to resist falling down in the grease, it instantly snaps its beaky, tentacled face area straight at Zartok.
That doesn't sound good.
Spiritual weapon.
He knows. Yeah, the spiritual weapon is going to attack again.
All right, you
so
can apply the bless to it, I think.
That's right. Okay, so attack roll is 17
That's a hit.
plus 3, so that's a modified 20.
All right, this spear of light stabs again into this giant worm-like creature.
For 8 force damage.
Great. It hits. It does damage.
Okay, I'm going to stand still and cast Guiding Bolt.
All right.
Guiding Bolt's a good one. A flash of light streaks towards a creature of your choice. Make a ranged attack against the target. And on a hit, it takes 4d6 radiant damage. And the next attack roll made against this target before the end of your next turn has advantage.
Right.
So that's just the next attack, not all attacks, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay, my attack roll is 6. So that is 18.
18. That is a hit.
Okay.
4d6 damage.
Let's do it to it. Oh, that's a bad roll. 12. 12 radiant.
All right. Another bolt of light slams into this thing. You've got 2 light things slamming into it. The next attack has advantage,
Mhm.
and that means it's Tara's turn. Tara, you can take an attack
Yeah.
with the heavy crossbow.
Yes, I shall.
Actually, the extremely large crossbow. It's even bigger than a heavy crossbow.
Okay, so that is a 16 to hit.
That is a hit. Just
Thank
barely.
Goodness. Okay, 5, 12 damage again.
So you're slowly whittling this creature down.
How's it looking?
You have done almost 200 points of damage to it,
Holy cow! Nice job.
and it is still going strong.
Oh, never mind.
That is Atera's turn. You want the Nothik to go? You want Unbelief to go?
Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to have been very effective so
No,
far.
he has to make a saving throw to resist your attack again. Is that right?
Yes,
What's the DC?
12.
He failed.
Oh, okay, cool. So he's going to take 3d6 necrotic damage.
Oh wait, he's got advantage. Hold on.
Why do you do this?
And what's the bonus? What's the DC again?
12.
Against Constitution?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He made it. I forgot.
Why'd you do this to me?
I'm sorry. He has advantage on saving throws against spells or magical effects.
Just
so
like.
sorry, he resisted it. Oh well, and that's Epolima's turn. Epolima can now fire again. She doesn't have advantage or anything though.
She's blessed, though.
She is blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
But unfortunately, the bolt goes sailing wide. She misses. Dang it! It's that zombie's not loading it right. That's the problem. Yeah, get that zombie to pay more attention. Zartok, it's your turn. This creature is looking right at you.
Yeah, no, that's not cool. Do I think it could slither right by everything, or is it kind of like it's kind of stop?
Would be difficult for it to do that.
Okay.
I don't think it can do that.
All right. Zartok has to move forward 5 feet in order to actually use his crossbow, so he'll move forward.
5
a
foot
little
step.
bit. Yeah.
Zartok takes a 5 foot step forward.
Yeah. He misses wide. It like goes right by the water elemental's head. Water elemental spins around, makes a water elemental noise. I assume it's like a sloshing.
A sloshing noise, sure.
Let's go ahead and have it attack.
All right. It no longer has advantage.
First attack.
I believe in you, Puddles.
17 to hit.
That's a hit.
That is only 10 this time. 10 damage. Next attack is an 18.
That is a hit.
I'm rolling. I'm rolling good today, gang. It's happening. So that's an 8 and a 6. So that's 18 damage.
Great.
2 zombies. I mean, the zombies got to roll really good. There's a plus 3.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Holy cow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This zombie is hungry.
Yeah.
That must be 12 again.
That's 9 damage. And other zombies in 11. A lot less exciting.
11 misses.
That's it.
All right. Ethelflad, you are aiming and having your zombies load.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Do you think we should wait for 7 and 8 to start attacking until 2, 3, and 4 go down?
7
I don't
and
think
8
they can even fit.
can't fit. Once one goes down, then or the water elemental, then yeah, move in.
Okay.
But right now we're looking okay right now.
How's
Yeah,
that water
that's it.
elemental doing?
It's actually great.
Yeah.
I don't know about great. It's there. We paralyzed it, so even though this is like the 3rd or 4th round, it really only got attacked once so far. So
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's it then.
Okay. And that means it is the Neothalid's turn.
oh, never mind. It was great.
Yep. The Neothalid is now free to do some things. It is going to breathe acid breath.
There it is.
It is a 60-foot cone. So
Now we're gonna see how this works.
So let's see.
I mean,
here.
we could read the rules, but why would you do that?
Reading the rules is considered metagaming,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's not
meta.
welcome.
That's way meta. That's not how we roll.
All right, let's see if I can make Photoshop do what I want here. All right. So as you can see,
Oh no! This is bad.
it is able to, in its cone, get one of the zombies by the door, the water elemental, Paxton, and 4 other zombies.